is not my fault.
Oh my God.
We have a brand new game.
I was trying to contain myself. Oh my.
Let's go option one, not safe. These are insane.
And Brandon keep killing it.
Yo, what's good, creative fam? Brandon Washington here, and welcome back to another episode of Uncensored. Yo, we are super excited about today's episode because today's episode is going to have a ton of involvement from you guys, and that is what we're really the most excited about. We keep saying it every single week. We love the fact that we film and record this show live because it allows us to actually engage with you guys, talk with you, and hear your thoughts. And that's what this episode is all about. Now, I say we because I cannot do this show by myself. I am so happy to have an amazing co-host who rocks with me every single week, Mr. Jarrell Peak.
What's up, Creative Fam? Man, exciting episode today.
Yes.
We got some business to talk about.
Oh yeah. No, we gonna stand on business today for sure.
Yeah.
We gotta stand on business today. Now, real quick, before we go further, quick shout out to Mr. RJ Hurst, someone who I see in the chat almost every week.
Every week.
Happy birthday, brother.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, RJ. Man, that's so cool.
Hey.
How old are you turning?
Oh, you gonna put him on blast like that in front of everybody?
Hey, he's not older than me, so.
Well, we'll know. We'll see. But super excited to have you here today. Super excited to hang out with you guys on today's live stream. We've got an amazing show planned for you. As you guys saw in the title, in the thumbnail of this episode, today we are going to be talking about what we want from these camera brands. I had this idea over the week of doing a Dear, actually it started with me wanting to make a Dear Sony video, but then I realized actually I had some requests from Nikon, I had a few requests from Canon, a few from Red as well. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do a Dear episode.
Yeah.
So here's how this episode is gonna break down. We are going to go through each individual brand one at a time, and we are going to put our request into the ether. Now, I have very strong, how do I say this?
This man can say this on good authority.
That's what I want to say. I can say this on great authority that there have definitely been some eyes on this live stream. And we're not even talking about Canon's sneak diss attack on the stream a couple weeks ago. If you were here for that, you know. But we actually know that there's actually been quite a few people from all the brands that we're going to talk about today who have definitely slid into the live stream.
Yes.
They've also slid into my emails and told me some very nicely, some not so nicely, how they feel about the show sometimes.
Give us a chance.
Look, the truth is that this is uncensored, and so sometimes we keep it raw. Sometimes we tell we just say it how it is.
Yeah.
And it's okay if we don't necessarily like something, because the truth is that sometimes you guys do. And there's even been times in the show, shout out to you, Scott, where I have actually had an opinion, and then thanks to somebody in the chat, my opinion was swayed. For example, when I was talking about the Komodo and I was like, I don't know if I want to see a Z mount on a Komodo, Scott rightfully set me down the path to let me know how awesome the Z mount actually is and how it's actually more open than the RF mount. So that was really, really cool. And so that's one of the reasons why we love doing this show live. So definitely be ready to get involved in today's episode. So if you're one of those people, which I know I'm like this a lot of times with the live streams I hop on, I turned it on, I just put it in my pocket and I'm just listening kind of like a podcast. But if you are tuning in live with us today, this would be an awesome episode for you to get into the chat. Maybe it's your first time getting into the chat. You're a long-time listener, long-time watcher, but first-time chatter. This is your episode to get involved because the companies are paying attention. Trust me.
Absolutely. And if you just heard Brandon say podcast, there's so many different ways that you can consume this content on the Brandon Washington channel, but soon this is going to be transferring over to the Uncensored channel where we post all the clips and shorts and all sort of stuff. So definitely that's going to be happening in a couple weeks. So make sure you subscribe there. And then you can also listen wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yep, absolutely. Couple quick things on that note too, though. Here very soon, and we're talking like next month. This is kind of new for Jarrell. I was going to tell you about this before the show, but I didn't. So whoops.
Yeah.
So if you do currently consume the show live, you can consume the show live all of next month on the Brandon Washington channel. But going into next month, we will only have the replay available on the Uncensored channel.
Oh.
So if you're watching this episode, this is your warning. If you're not subscribed to the Uncensored channel, which I strongly recommend you do because that's where we post all of our stuff, then I strongly recommend you go check it out over there. Get subscribed there. So that's where we're going to have the replay along with all of our clips and everything else. But yeah, so super excited about this. This is going to be fantastic. Let's go into the chat. I just realized I left my mouse over there, so I'm going to kick it to you for a second. Let's go into the chat, find one.
Yeah.
I'll grab it. Oh, I think RJ came back to you. He says that he's 30.
He's 30. I told you he was a baby.
Okay, first of all, being 30
I
is
told
not a
you
baby,
he was
okay?
a baby.
I'm almost,
Chat.
I'm kind of 30. I mean,
Chat.
I passed it a little bit.
Chat. I've given you some Easter eggs, chat. I've told you I have 6 kids, okay? I've been married for, this will be 18 years. 18 years? Crazy. Some of y'all are like 18 with the camera.
Watching the show.
So, chat, how old do you think I am? Do you think
Did you not just say how old you were?
No. RJ's 30.
Oh,
So, I told him how many kids.
yep,
I told him how long I've been married.
yep.
So, chat, guess how old I am? I know. It's hard to tell.
Dirt, brother.
It's hard to tell.
RJ said baby, bro. Get out of here. RJ's not no baby. He's a grown man. He pays taxes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, everybody's like, you wildin'. He's not a baby at 30. All right, going through the chat real quick. Just want to give you guys a couple quick shout outs before we hop into our first Dear Camera Brand section. But looks like you guys came in swinging. People are already asking for stuff. Tony up at the top saying he wants AK 240 frames per second, 16-bit RAW with a global shutter for
$29.99.
Okay, I know what kind of show this is gonna be.
6 easy payments of $29.99.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. He left that part off. That's y'all came in swinging early on. Scott, he actually hit it. He says we want clean low light at 8K. If you can solve that, everything else will follow. That's going to be sick. And then we have one more at the top. I want to get through this one. Triple gain ISO face fuchsia
tongue out face fuchsia tongue.
Oh, you know what?
Are we saying something?
I think it's reading his emojis instead of putting it.
Oh, okay.
He's probably chatting on a Android.
I'm like,
or
are we
something.
saying some sort of chant or something?
He's got us saying a
Something's
chant on
about
the
to
deal.
pop up.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, we're gonna be going through brand by brand today. We're gonna be looking at what you guys are looking for. But here come a few guesses for how old.
42.
Scott says you're 42.
Wrong. Charles says he's 40.
He says I'm 40, but my hairline is 50.
I can't tell, bro. I can't tell. You got that hat,
Bro.
got the beard, rocking the beard.
That's what we do.
Yes.
Look, when that hairline starts to push, you shave it off and you put a hat on. That's what you do. That's
Man,
what
everybody thinks I'm in my 40s, bro. 43,
Yeah, bro. You said
42,
6 kids. We got
35. And I said
39.
18 years.
Ron says 39.
Man, I got married when I was 16.
39, 45. Bro, they dating you.
I will turn...
Come on,
Am I
bro.
38 this year. 38. I will turn 38 in November.
Oh my gosh. See, you're
38.
making yourself sound old. I think they might have been closer with the 40s.
Yeah.
Shout out to so it's Mick Doug Media, but that's JB.
Nice. Yeah.
That's JB. JB recently just came on with the team. He's been helping us out with clips and stuff like that. So shout out to JB celebrating 30 years.
Wow.
30 years.
30.
I love this. I love this show because we get a chance to actually get a chance to know each other.
His 30th anniversary.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, 30 years of marriage. Sorry.
No. You know what's so funny? I was
What?
like, I've met JB.
Yeah.
If he's 30,
Oh.
I was like, that's wild. He looks
do him
so
like that.
young. He looks. And then anniversary.
You tripping.
Shout out to you, JB.
Don't do that. Don't do him like that.
Shout out to you.
Don't do it like that. All right. So we're excited to hop into our first Dear Camera Brand. And so I'm going to let you guys know a little bit of how this is going to work. So our first section today, we're going to be talking to Lumix. Yes. As you guys know, I am I have feelings about Lumix from time to time, and they have feelings about me from time to time. So we're going to be jumping in, talking about Lumix. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to say, Dear Lumix, and me and Jarrell are both going to share our thoughts on Lumix and what we would like to see them do. And then chat, what we want you to do is sound off in the comment section right now what you would love to see Lumix do. Start it off by typing Dear Lumix and then follow it up so that way we can pull your chat up on screen and we can jump to it really, really quickly.
We need to know the Lumix people in the crowd. We need to make your voice known.
I know this is against the protocol, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one up real quick because I think this is hilarious. Ruben says, "Dear Lumix, do better." Okay, so
bro, I would laugh at you, but you call me 79, so I got no.
You got no love for it, Ruben. You already messed up today. All right, so let's hop in. So I'll kick things off with Lumix. So, dear Lumix, please bring us a full frame version of the GH7. Now, look, I know the GH7 came out and it's a great camera. I will give it its flowers. It is a great camera. But I just can't get over the Micro Four Thirds. I'm not a Micro Four Thirds fan.
Did you say great camera?
It's got great specs. I'll give it that. It has great. You can't say that it doesn't have great specs.
No. I was just wondering. Great is a high bar.
I think it has great specs.
You didn't say it.
I know. I know what I
specs.
said. I know what I
said. It was a great camera.
I know what I said. And you're right. I probably should. I should clarify. It has great specs. But it has one spec that's killing me, and that is the Micro Four Thirds sensor. And so, dear Lumix, please, for my sake, give us a full frame. I don't care if you put it in an S5 body, or I'm sure there's a lot of Lumix people out there who would love to see an S2H upgrade. And you could go, balls to the wall with that camera if you'd like to. But I think Lumix definitely they need to take all the stuff they tried to cram into the GH7 and then apply it to, I think, a more professional body camera where I think they'll actually be able to do more with it.
So, Lumix almost got me.
Okay.
Not with the GH7, though. So, I wrote mine down, so I'm going to read it. Lumix, dear Lumix, you almost got me with the GFX Mark II. Lumix Panasonic?
Yeah.
Yeah. One day when I'm rich, I may dabble. But until that price comes down, I can't rock with you. But that camera, though.
Yeah.
That camera, though. Ooh, if anybody was ever to catch me slipping on Canon, it would be that GFX Mark II.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That thing is a monster.
So give me some
and
quick
all
specs
of
on
the
it. I
100
haven't looked into it too
the
much.
100 megapixel sensor, just like I don't, not a crazy research, but I have seen so many different
Oh, wait a minute.
videos.
Wait a minute. Time out. I think you got the wrong camera.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure that's Lumix? Because I think that's Fuji.
Oh. Hold on.
Do the research. You got the laptop there. Do the laptop right there, but I'm pretty...
I redact.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I think you tripping.
That's my bad. Fuji, Panasonic, dang. Y'all feel like the same.
When you were saying the model
dang.
number, I was like, wait, tell me what camera you're talking about, because I was like, that doesn't sound like
Fuji's not even on the list. So, actually, dear Lumix.
Become Fuji.
And the next brand. I apologize. Chat.
Yeah. Scott says Jarrell walks out of the room. I'm like, bro, what camera are you talking about?
So, oh my God.
You threw me way off. Yeah, threw me off there for a minute. All right, but yeah, let's go up. So let's go into the chat real quick. All right, chat. What are you guys wanting from Lumix? We're gonna blitz through these pretty quick. Let's see. What does that say, Scott? He says, "Dear Fran, cameras don't need mice." What?
I don't know if you said that when you had to get up and get your mouse.
I guess so. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so let's hop into this first one. Here we go. Here's one from Scott. Dear Lumix, please move along from the Micro Four Thirds.
Yeah.
I think
probably, at one point in time, it was their superpower.
Yeah.
And Don't have to worry about heat. Don't have to worry about resolutions. Don't have to worry about frame rates. And it was a superpower. And now, at least people on the outside looking in, it's not a superpower anymore.
Yeah. No, not at all. Charles, I see your comment.
I'm too broke to super chat. I feel you, Charles. I feel you, bro.
I love it. All right. What's it say? La Heartbreak says, Dear Lumix, stop being scared of the other brands.
I love this super constructive.
Like, does anybody have anything positive?
Actual or like, I mean, I guess, Scott said move off the Micro Four Thirds. But.
Okay, yeah, we'll take that one. All right, let's see. I'm only half reading these ahead of time.
Yes.
All right. Dear Lumix, make a better 100 to 400 telephoto lens. Can I be 100% honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever researched a Lumix lens.
Oh, no.
Ever.
Yeah, no, I don't even know anything about that lens.
I don't either.
Can you tell us, is it like a variable aperture?
Yeah, be specific, because educate us here. We have no idea.
Is it soft? What is it?
Yeah, because, I mean, anytime I've ever shot with a Lumix camera, which is very...
what is that range?
Few and in between.
On a Micro Thirds? Is it like a 600 to 16,000?
Do some math, bro. All right. But yeah, let us know. 100 to 400. That sounds wild.
Yeah.
But they do have full frame. Maybe that's a full frame lens.
And my guess,
that might be a full frame
if you're
lens.
disappointed in, it's probably a variable aperture.
Now, I will say, when I did shoot with the
lenses.
S5 II, when I shot with the S5 II, they sent me out, they let me borrow the 24 to 70 that was created with Leica. That lens, beautiful. All the lenses.
Yeah, because Leica said, we got it.
Yeah, let us handle it.
We got it.
But no, like the two, I think I also shot with a 50. I want to say it was a 50. It's been a few years. Actually, I made a video about it a long time ago. But those lenses that were like in works with Leica, oh my gosh, those lenses were beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. But other than those lenses, I've never really rocked with Leica lenses before. All right, let's see. Okay, so there's a bunch of people here fixing your issue, talking about that's a Fuji camera. All right, here's another one. Oh Lord, yeah, we're gonna just move on. We're gonna move on. I told you I'm only half reading these, so give me a break here. That was not a slight. I promise. Lucas.
Go STM Films. Go up one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got some positive.
Here we go. Full frame GH7 is gonna be the S1H2. That's what I think I said.
Yes.
Yep. So
yes.
hey, we're rocking.
Yes.
All right. Here's another one. Dear Lumix, want a S1H2 with 4K 120. Bonus if they also update their box cameras. Now, Lumix, was it Lumix? Panasonic, they had that cinema camera,
yeah,
the Evo, and then they just dropped it.
What was it called?
I think it was called the Evo. I'm pretty sure it was the Panasonic Evo. I don't know if that classified it underneath Lumix or not, but it was like black with like red accents on it.
The Eva.
Sorry.
The Eva, yeah.
Eva, sorry. But yeah, that was a pretty solid
Still
camera.
on sale for $7,000, a little sub $7,000. Super 35 5.7K sensor EF lens mount.
Yeah, it had an EF lens mount. Wild, right? Different times,
4K
man.
60.
Different times. All right, here's one from Kevin. Dear Lumix, you need a strong sub $8,000 camera. A-cam. Even if you made a S1H Mark II, that doesn't negate the fact that you don't have a modern sub 8K cinema. I think it's supposed to be cinema A-cam.
Yeah.
You know what? And this is the Eva. This was literally what we're just talking about. I think that they need to come out with a nice box style camera. The Eva was very close as far as like design.
It probably didn't push enough units. And do you think that that's what? And I don't know. We're just guessing.
Yeah.
But at the price, it probably didn't push enough units, so like it's more profitable for them to do the
I don't think they had nearly the mirrorless footprint on the market as they have now when they released that. And it's the same issue that I've said about Nikon in the past, where like when they came out with the Z9 and it was an amazing camera, but there was no ladder to get there. I think the Evo was the same problem.
Yes.
It was a great cinema camera for its time, possibly, but there was no ladder to get there. And so nobody really understood Panasonic or their color science or their workflow for that matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we could do for a EVA version 2.
Yeah. Built-in NDs, IBIS, Vlog, dual native ISO. It looks like it had everything it needed to be successful.
Except market share.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Dear Lumix, we want a camera with 14 plus stops of usable dynamic range, and update the. I'm not sure if that's how that's said. The body style of the S1H. With a screen built in, dual ISO, clean high ISO performance. You know, I mean, even Marcus, he speaks very highly, and you know, I know he's more of a Fuji guy, but he has spoken highly of the S1H, if I remember correctly. Now, I've never used the S1H.
These hands have never touched a Lumix Panasonic camera.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
Never touched.
S5 is a great place to start, and they're fairly affordable. I think you can get an S5 II for like sub $1,500.
Sony and Canon.
Wow, that's insane. Scott, I think this was based off of you. Dear Lumix.
Amen, brother.
Beef food. Fantastic. All right, let's keep it coming. Marcus, hopping in. What up, brother? Let's see if we got any more quick ones popping in. Dear Lumix, here's another one. Full frame box camera, under 5K. That seems like you're stretching it a little bit.
Take some gaff tape and put it over the Pixis and write
Lumix on it. They're all part of that L Mount Alliance, right? Is that a thing? I think so. All right, let's quickly run through a few more of these. Let's see. Here's one from Ron. Dear Lumix, work with Blackmagic on your color science. I want B-raw coming out of the camera, which matches B-raw from the Blackmagic. See, that's what I'm saying. I think if we were going to see, if Blackmagic was just a camera brand, I think they would have been acquired immediately. I think somebody would have picked them up. But I think because they have so much software and so many other pieces of hardware behind them, they're going to be harder to pick up. Because I feel like Apple could have just bought DaVinci, and then Lumix could have just bought the camera side of it. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not how companies work.
No.
But yeah, no, this is actually turning out really good. Everyone was helping me out. Eva 1, sorry guys, I'm a little behind on the chat, so I'm gonna kind of jump up to current time. But yes, I'm kind of with some of these people here. I think an Eva version 2 would come out, and I think it would be a very good competitor with the FX6, and I think it could be a good competitor with your Canon C400 over there. I'm just saying, I'm down for more competition.
Have we even seen them on the market share pie chart?
Oh.
I mean, I'm not, this is going to sound like hate, but I'm going to say save your money and come out with the mirrorless. Start from the bottom.
Start from the bottom. I think most people were pretty happy with the S5. Are they on the 2X or the 2 Black or whatever they did?
Sure.
Whatever. I think people were happy with that one.
Yeah.
And I think the specs, like I said, in the GH7 is a great first step.
Yes.
And they also were the first to bring with their own attachment 32-bit float. That's a great step.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
No. I'm not saying that they don't have a ground game. Just keep running the ball. just stick with the play.
Okay.
I don't, gosh. I mean, really, if we're going to be honest, at this point, we need people to blow minds.
Well, I feel like if the GH7
is the EVA
was
2
full
gonna
frame,
blow minds?
I feel like if the GH7 was full frame, it would have.
And to be fair, it probably, in a bigger box style body, it probably could deal with heat better.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I can see that.
And they fixed their biggest issue that they've had for years, which was autofocus.
I don't know.
So I mean, there might be a shot.
Maybe if I was a Panasonic user, I'd be excited.
Well, I don't think there's very many of them here, unfortunately. So let us know. But yes, other people are down with it. They said we need B-roll from the Lumix cameras.
Why?
I buy instantly.
So people keep saying that, and maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
Why? Why would they?
Because I think that's the
Are
closest
they
type of
licensing?
raw that they're going to be able to get.
Does Blackmagic license B-roll?
Yeah, they do.
Who else has it?
Well, so their monitor has it, and I know you can
okay.
output through the monitor.
Like their video assist monitor?
Yes, and I think a lot of people, just because they use DaVinci, B-raw is just an easier workflow. So that's the codec of choice. Like,
And
for
I guess
me,
since they picked up RE, they would be willing to pick up Blackmagic.
yes, so
That makes
possibly that's the case. Like, I want Red Raw coming out of Nikons. So I think it's just
That makes
what's the
sense.
best raw they could get, and
I was just
ProRes
thinking,
raw is not
why?
as
At first, I was thinking, like, why
user-friendly.
would they do it? Like, why would? But that makes sense.
yeah.
Can you please end the stream? I don't have enough self-control.
I can't help you, brother.
Drugs.
We're here. we're here to do it. So, no, just keep rocking with us. Who knows? Just edit while you listen.
Man, we have never talked about Lumix for so long. They're getting like spotlighted on Uncensored.
Everybody gets their shot today. So these have been our thoughts on Lumix this week. Let us know. If Lumix needs, you guys still have some time in the chat. Let Lumix know, because I'm
Lumix
sure they're going to
gang.
come in.
Lumix gang.
If y'all are here, I think we ran them all off when we
Yeah.
were covering, what was that camera that had all that problems?
S9.
S9. Yeah, they didn't come back after that.
But to be fair, I felt like that all calmed down pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly.
That was like a flavor of the week
Yeah.
outrage, not
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
3, depending on who you're talking to. Maybe a month, It could have been a real bad month for a few. Who knows? All right, let's keep it rocking. So thank you so much to everybody who put in your submissions for Lumix. But Lumix is not the only brand that we're talking to today, because we want upgrades from everybody.
Yes.
Everybody can get it today.
Yes.
Apparently, except Fuji. We did not put them on the board.
Fuji did not. But I put you on the board, Fuji.
Accidentally. Accidentally put Fuji on the board. Hey, Lumix, be Fuji.
Yes.
That's an awesome comment.
Yes.
That's a great comment for the day. All right, here we go. So for our next brand
Yes.
that we want to put on the chopping block,
Yes.
it's Nikon.
It's Nikon.
It's Nikon
Now, we've worked a little bit with Nikon.
that we have.
Yes. And so that part's been really cool.
Yes.
But even though we've worked with Nikon, there's still some things that we want.
Yes. So if you're tuning in a little bit late, here's how this works. We're going brand by brand, and we want you in the comments or in the chat, if you're watching live with us right now, put in Dear Nikon and tell us what you want Nikon to fix. And the two of us will also be sharing our thoughts as well. So Jarrell, I'll let you kick it off this time with Nikon. What are you looking for from Nikon?
Dear Nikon, we're not ready for the Z9 or the Z8 Mark II with global shutters and red RD3 light.
Okay, first of all, say R3D.
R3D.
Put some respect on it.
R3D
all right?
light. We are undeserving.
Is that really how you feel?
Well, here's the deal. If you had to ask my opinion, okay? People did not put respect on Z9, Z8.
Okay.
So if they came out with the Z9 Mark II, Z8 Mark II, I don't think that the YouTube camera industry world is ready for a global shutter. I think people want it,
Yeah.
but I think if they put a global shutter and they put raw R3D light or any flavor of that, I think as incredible as a camera would be, people would buy it, but are they going to mass adopt it? So that's why I said we're undeserving.
So
Because I think that we're the spoiled kids that got everything that we ever always wanted. And then when somebody comes up with something premium to us, we're like, I'm good.
see, I kind of went similar
Okay.
but different. mine is I'm gonna deviate just a tad here, but dear Nikon, upgrade the Z8 with everything except global shutter. I don't want global shutter in there, but definitely give me R3D RAW. Give me a full flip screen and upgrade that camera before you go touch the Z9. You can update the Z9, but upgrade our Z8 first.
So the Z9's older, correct?
It is technically older.
But you want them to upgrade the Z8
First.
first.
Yes. And here's the reason why. I just said it. Nikon did a pretty good job with the Z9 when it first came out. But the latter didn't make sense. And what I don't want is the Z9 to come. Now, this is me. I don't want the Z9 to come out first with all these amazing features. And then, as like right now, I have a Z8. I have to hope that all those features make it into the Z8. And then, like, if they leave something out, then I'm feeling bummed about it. So give me a solid Z8 that I'm happy with. And then if you decide to go even bigger and better on the Z9 afterwards, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Go for it. But I think that mass adoption, when you talk about mass adoption, a R5 Mark II competitor, a FX3, A7 IV, A7 R5 or whatever competitor, I think their best competitor in the professional market is going to be the Z8. And so throw it at the wall for the Z8 right now. I want R3D RAW, LQ if that's fine. I want a flip screen, but don't give it a global shutter so that way Red still has something. I need the Reds to still have something. But yes, you could throw it at the wall for the Z8. Go for it.
The Komodo X drops 10% in value.
Immediately. Oh man.
Can
They're
we have
already
some
so close.
brand separation?
They're already so close.
Oh man.
So,
but
that's-
here's the deal. And
Yeah.
I know that you're optimistic. But based on adoption, they throw the kitchen sink. They already threw the kitchen sink at the Z9 Z8. It's still one of the best mirrorless cameras
Yes,
that you can buy.
I agree.
Who's shooting on it?
So here's it. I think it is the EVA 1 problem that we talked about.
Yes.
They didn't have the ladder.
They have more people than Eva.
Now. But I think now more than ever, like the first Nikon camera that has red marketing and text inside of that camera, it will for sure have every videographer's eye on it. For the same reason that the Komodo got every videographer's eye on it. Because every videographer, whether they want to admit it or not, they do respect Red in some fashion. Whether they like the company or not, totally up to them. But they do respect what Red Images have been able to create and what people have created out of Reds. And they will see that Red name and they will see it at a Z8 price.
So question, this just lack of knowledge, color science,
Yes,
all that
all of it.
can be close. But as we can see with the GH7 and Ari, it's closer with the LUT,
Yep.
but not Ari.
Here's the difference.
My question is,
Okay,
they
go
own
ahead.
them. They
Yeah,
own them.
They own them.
They own them. But this is the question. Do they have to take the sensor from the Komodo and put it in the Z8? Or can it just all be math?
I think it could all be math, and I will tell you here's the reason why I believe that. When Nikon bought Red, they kept Red as a company, as an entity, and everyone who worked for Red now works for Nikon. So those same genius engineers who designed Red sensors, because Red doesn't make their own sensors, they design them. Those designers can now work with the Nikon designers. They can work together to get the best image quality. And I'll be honest, I think the Red outperforms the Nikon.
Yeah.
But now you got those same minds in one room together. Dude, I think
So
you're
you're
going to
saying
get all of that.
updated sensor, but being realistic, you're not. It's going to be closer. than the GH7 and RE
Yes.
for so many reasons.
Yeah.
But
No, I think
maybe
it could be the exact same. I think it could be the exact same. We've seen it with the.
if it's exact,
We've seen it.
that's
with,
wild.
Well, so you may not get 16-bit.
yeah, for
You
sure.
might get
But
12, but you're still. I think it's gonna be very close.
if you can
not
have
exact.
the red image look workflow
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
at a Z8 price,
Put it in a Z8,
undeserving.
and you're telling me that people won't adopt it.
Undeserving.
People gonna go crazy.
Undeserving.
All right, Scott says Nikon R3D is existing. Our existing cameras, please.
In existing cameras.
In existing cameras, please. Yes.
Firmware update.
Firmware update on the Z8, the Z9, the Z6 III. You can kind of slowly,
Z6
quietly.
III.
What did I say?
Give it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Just have it like replace Nikon's RAW. Just replace it. Let it say R3D RAW. Let's go on. Dear Nikon, R3D RAW in the Z8. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
This is what the people want. This is a good one. Dear Nikon, don't F this up. Look, the ball is in their court. They could do some great stuff right now. We already know it.
Evan, get some work done.
Evan, you got work to do, brother. But come back in the chat. What does this mean?
Oh, Lumix gang. Lumix
Dear
gang.
Nikon, make red Ari. What? That's a Lumix person. That's Big Cook. That's Lumix gang right there. By the
Lumix
way,
gang.
one of the funniest videos I've ever seen on YouTube came from Big Cook's channel. For sure. He is Lumix game for sure. Dear Nikon, dual card recording. Yes, yes, and yes. I mean, the Z8 has dual card slots, but one is a CF Express Type B, the other's SD. Just put 2 CF Express Type B card slots. Just do it.
I don't. Is it heat? Is it money?
I don't know what it is.
But they did that with the
Scott
R5
probably
Mark
knows.
II, and it's like, guys, we know it's possible because the R1 did it.
Yeah. So just, if it's size, that's it. You know what? That's probably going to be the thing. The Z9 II will do it. That'll be the one thing. It's like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
because they
go up.
flagshipped it.
Yeah, they flagshipped it. That's probably
The Alpha 1, does it have 2 of the same?
Sony's?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they use the CF Express Type A card. So they have 2 dual SDs
Rich.
and then 2 CF Express Type A cards. All right, here's another one. Dear Nikon, I want to take photos with a red sensor, please. Look, we're just, just trying to help them out. You know what I mean? Dear Nikon, R3D in the Z8 too. I'll take R3D in the Z8 1 is all I'm saying. You could just drop it in there right now. I know the sensor won't be perfect, but it's an easier workflow. I'll just take the easier workflow.
I want to know a quick poll. If this is the Z8 you guys want, Mark II, with what you're saying, put down buy in the comments.
Oh yeah.
I want to know. I want to know.
Are you actually gonna buy it?
Would you buy it, or are you just talking like me?
Look, another one. Nikon. We want R3D in existing camera. Look, I can't even get through all of these. Nikon, make N-Log 2. No, skip that and just go R3D RAW. Sorry, roommate. I'm
Red.
vetoing
Put
you.
Nikon log in your.
Nikon, give us dynamic range for the
From the
D4
D4
days. Oh, that's before my time. I don't even know what that's like.
I have. It's like one of their big. I don't know. If it's a flagship.
Yeah, it was
but
one of the flagship
Dude,
DSLRs.
I will say the photos off of that.
Dear Nikon, please update to OpenGate. That would be sick. Actually, I shot some anamorphic stuff on the Z8 over yesterday, and OpenGate would have been real nice for that.
Canon fan people.
What? Canon R3 Mark II Global. What? Get out of here. We're not on Canon yet. Love without borders. I appreciate your comment, but we're just not on Canon right now.
Yeah, just resubmit it.
You will have time. We will because Jarrell will have his moment later
Add
on.
USB-C recording.
Dear Nikon, add USB-C recording. Yes, that's going out of the USB port to an external hard drive like the Blackmagic does.
Oh.
And Panasonics do that too. So,
Yes,
Panasonic do be throwing random stuff that just is like nice in their cameras. It's just
Marcus, that's what I said. The YouTube community world isn't appreciating version 1 of the Z8 and Z9.
yeah, no.
I don't see any buys yet.
I know. Scott says, Dear Nikon, please use fewer than 6 hinges on the flip screen. I just want a single flip screen. Don't make it crazy. It's origami every
yeah,
time you want to do
yeah,
something on the Z8. That's for sure. Super chat coming in from Andrew Thomas. It said, wow, that's really small. Let me see if I can read this out.
I'll read it for you.
Z8 II.
It's definitely the future. Z9 is an amazing camera, but smaller, adopted sheerly because of size, weight, build, when everything is getting smaller. Yeah, I kind of agree.
I 100%
but
agree.
it's the cost.
Well, the cost is there too, but
the cost was if the Z9, and it couldn't be, but if the Z9 was $3,000,
well, yeah,
none of those things would have mattered.
yeah, but it is the cost. But I don't know. Have you shot with the Z9? It's a brick, bro.
It is.
It's
I've
like,
heard it's heavy.
mean, I've held it like in the R3 in one hand, Z9 in the other hand. It is
Heavier than the 1DX Mark II?
yes.
Wow.
I don't know exactly,
And
but it's
their
about
glasses.
the same.
And their glasses huge.
And then their glass is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, the 50 is like a chunky lens. You know?
Yeah.
Actually, it's over there.
Yeah.
But like, it's a chunky lens. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, I 100% agree with you, Andrew. I think the Z8 was easily. I mean, for me personally, there's not too many sacrifices going from the Z8 from the Z9, and the weight, huge deal. Because I think the Z8 is heavy for what it is. But you know, they give you a lot, so gotta pay for it somewhere. Someone says there is a Facebook group with 6.7 members who are shooting Nikon.
Did you say 6.7?
6.7K members, sorry. 6.7 thousand members.
The
who are
market
shooting it.
share is 6.7 people.
Oh man! Shout out Starlight Photography. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
Nikon was so late to the video market. Nobody trusts them to be any good until they bought Red. That's why I said they have the ball. Like
Yes.
if you're going to be late to the party,
They were good before Red.
they were good.
The trust wasn't there,
Yeah, the trust wasn't there.
but they were good.
They were good actually. Z8, but they were so late that nobody trusted them when they did show up. But they've got the Red. I mean, they've got the cake. It just better taste good. All right, everybody's excited about it. Let's see what we got.
I see 0 buys.
Who said? Oh well, we're not down there yet. See, they're showing up. We're just not down there yet. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can find some more of these real quick. Shout out Mr. Camera Junkie. Yes, if you guys are enjoying being a part of the conversation, be sure to hit that like button.
For sure.
We appreciate it. Also, subscribe. We'll take that too. Let's see. Nikon is really doing good lately, and I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
We were reading some news articles. Their market share is
They're taking up.
increasing
month by month.
Yes,
Month by month, Nikon is taking, and I think especially once Z6 III start getting into more people's hands, and then they just become in stock, especially at that price point. If you're just like impulse looking to buy, Z6 III is going to be a great option for a lot of people, especially those who are like, you know, oh, I just need a camera to go take photos of my kid. Those people, Z6 III all day. All right, Andrew says the Komodo will still kill because some of us still want a separation in the camera style from cinema versus mirrorless / DSLR. Even if it's close, we're still gonna buy it. I think that's because the next one says buy. We're still gonna buy what works for us, and I do believe that. I do believe that the Red cinema cameras will still have their place.
Oh yeah,
I do. I 100% believe that. But I know that there are business decisions that have to be made. And so if you release a Z8 II and it's selling, I'm just going to throw random numbers. I don't know what the numbers actually look like. But let's say it sells 10,000 units a day. And then you release a Red that sells 50 units a day. You're just going to spend more time, R&D, marketing, everything, focusing on the camera that's working for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a business decision.
For sure.
So I still want Red to have a place to live, not because I don't think people are going to need it or want to buy it, or I'm personally going to need some of the things that Red's going to have.
Yeah.
But I just don't want the company's decisions to weigh too much one way or the other. Because that's the only thing when I look at Nikon buying Red is before you had two different people trying to build two different products and make them the best they can. Now you got one company having to make a decision based off of the entire company's resources.
For sure.
And at a certain point, you got to allocate resources somewhere and take resources from another.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I had that opinion. But Andrew, I 100% agree with you. Someone says Nikon will be the Red gateway drug. Mr. Camera Junkie, shout out, brother. Yes, I believe that's true. And that's what I love about the red. That's why I need Nikons to match red perfectly, because I feel like a lot of people can get in at Nikon and then slowly work their way up into, if they want to go cinema, pick up a Komodo or a red or something along those ways.
We got one buy.
Okay, hold on. We're
I know. I'm just keeping track.
All right. If you want your camera to overheat, dual card record. Well, somebody figure it out, Scott. Okay, we can wish here.
Make them bigger.
Just put a fan in. I don't know what you gotta do.
And lighter. And smaller.
Just let us wish, Scott. All right. Nikon will probably. This is from Marcus. Shout out Marcus. I'll let you. Actually, I'm reading a lot of these, but I'll get this last one.
You want me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nikon probably will adapt the R3D, but know the red color science. I don't see a camera brand moving away from their colors because it affects their brand. But what do I know? I like Fuji.
I love that slide.
I like Fuji too, bro.
Obviously.
Well, I like it from afar.
No, I honestly think that if we are going to get R3D RAW, we need the color science.
But is that not possible? Just like in like I know for Canon, you can pick the color space.
Yeah.
And you can pick the
that's
flavor
red.
of the codec.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't, like, they don't have to move away from their color science necessarily.
Well, with R3D RAW, they could actually just technically add it.
Yeah, they just add it.
Yeah, and then you can choose it.
You can have your cake and eat it too, Marcus.
Yeah, let's do that, Marcus.
Number 2 buy.
All right, so we got buys coming in.
3.
Someone else is buying. Someone says, I'll leave Lumix. They're going to leave Lumix for this camera.
Is that a buy?
That's a buy.
He has a butt down there, but not a buy, but we'll count it.
Okay.
Buy.
Buy immediately. Buy.
No, he's the same. 7.
What?
STM. I'll leave Lumix.
Okay,
7.
Whatever. We've got people, all these buys comments without price. That's right. That's right. We don't even care what
Get
the price is.
back to work, Evan.
Yeah, Evan, go to work so you can buy this camera. Another buy right here.
2 buys, Jordan and Michael. Did I? Okay, 9.
Yeah, just keep adding fingers.
9.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Just keep
9. This man's trying to inflate Nikon's numbers, bro.
I just want them to make it so bad. We're just trying to help influence them to make this thing.
9.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, but yeah, a lot of people say they're gonna buy it. Few people are interested. Few people are interested.
This man said a lot of people.
9 people is a lot. We don't have a massive show. We just have a good time.
8% of the show is buying the Z8 Mark II.
Just wait till we get to the replay. Well,
He's a buy, so
I'm
we're
a
at
buy.
9.
That's 10.
10.
Yep. I'll buy 2. That's but yes, lots of great comments coming in for Nikon. Let's see. Super chat came in. Go ahead. I'll let you read this one.
It says, if I was just starting today, I would go with Nikon because you can adapt all the Sony E-mount lenses with an adapter for the Z-mount. Would you have Sony E-mount lenses if you were just starting today? I'm just wondering, like, is that the lens, your lens Starlight? Is that your lens preference?
I think it's just having options.
Gotcha.
I think the nice thing about it is, like, some people do have Sony lenses,
Mm-hmm.
but when you are buying a camera body, you have Nikon as an option.
Mm-hmm.
You have Sony as an option in their entire fleet. You also can adapt to EF lenses. So now you have EF lenses as an entire fleet. You have PL as an adapted fleet. So you have all of those. So it's like you really do have tons of options to choose from.
Yeah.
You can even go Leica R lenses on there too. Like it keeps going with the Nikon system.
Mm-hmm.
But, I agree with you. And I made a whole video about it, just showing how much I agree with you. Just give me, what is this? Go ahead and read it.
Just give me the option to change the layouts on the back of my screen in size and positioning. We finally have some reasonable people. Make better menus.
Okay.
Everybody's like, give me the most valuable asset of the company that you acquired. And Brian just wants menu changes.
You know what? I can dig it.
Yeah.
Nikon menus are a little challenging. Boom. Nikon Z9 is the best mirrorless camera.
I
Still
can't
on
argue. Can't argue.
Only camera in outer space.
No, there's one on a Roadster floating around.
What?
Elon Musk, he has a GoPro or something.
Oh, well, and there's a
What was it?
Hasselblad on the moon.
Hasselblad.
Hasselblad. All right. So we obviously have a lot of chatter. We got some more buys coming in too, by the way. Buys. Nice.
Repeat.
From all right, but yeah, so we have a lot of options here. A few people are saying yes, they want to buy this thing. Someone says like an M. You can also adapt that to the Z mount because of the flange distance compared to other mirrorless cameras. The Z mount is basically lets you adapt almost everything. I'm waiting for the day that EF gets adapted. This is gonna change the whole game. That will change, or not EF, sorry, RF. That'll change the whole game. But
Yeah.
yes, I am super excited.
A little stringent, a little strict around here.
Look,
on the RF.
I think Nikon's got a shot. I really do. I think they've got a big shot, and I'm really excited to see what they do if they take this feedback. The people have spoken.
Yes.
Nikon, if you're listening, the
Yes.
people have spoken. We want to see some integration between Red and also update your menu systems. We'll take that too. All right. We spent a lot of time on Nikon, as we should have. Now it is time to move on to the next camera brand of choice.
Yes.
Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
All right. Our next camera is one that I know a lot of you guys are going to be interested in helping them make some adjustments. And that is our good friends over at Sony. So, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to give you the rules really quick. We are now on Sony. And for Sony, we need you in the chat to type in Dear Sony and then tell Sony what you'd like. You can ask for specifics on existing camera updates. You can ask for features you'd like to see in another camera as it comes out, or an update to an existing one. But we want to know from you. So be sure, put it in the comment section if you're watching this on the playback. And if you're watching live, throw it in the live chat. We want to know, and we're going to bring them up on screen as you guys tell us what you want from Sony. Because Sony has released almost every camera I think they possibly can.
Yes.
And so they probably could use some feedback.
Yes.
So let them know, of all the cameras they've released, what did you like the most and what do you want to see them do in the future? So, Jarrell, Dear Sony.
Dear Sony. All right. This is going to sound like some shade.
Uh-oh.
But I appreciate
Hold on,
me
I'm
some
going to give
Sony.
you the camera by yourself because I don't want to be a part of this.
All right. Dear Sony, the FX3 Mark II better have internal NDs. Just like Canon did with the R6 Mark II, you need to fix your overheating issues in your second round of generation of cameras and keep crushing it and putting pressure on Canon to compete. Because I feel like, with no insider knowledge, that the triple base ISO is because you guys have been killing it in low light. So the FX3, the only thing that I feel like you need to do in it, because it's a near perfect cinema camera, is it needs some internal NDs.
That's not too harsh.
Not too harsh.
That's not too harsh at all. I think that's
but
pretty
they're
good.
overheating, and they're not the only brand that overheats, but they need to fix that.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Dear Sony, I would like for you to bring 6K to the FX3. Also, just announce that you are going to do away with the S line of the Alphas. We don't need an A7S3 and an FX3. Just get rid of the A7S3. Let's run the FX3. Let's not be afraid of getting a larger sensor in there because we're trying to keep low light performance well. Let's go to 6K. Even if you want to go 6K and then downsample it to 4K.
You don't need to do that.
I'll take that.
You don't need to do that, Sony.
Yeah, they do.
No, you don't.
Look, this is my Dear Sony.
We're not trying to dominate the world.
No, we want 6K coming out of the FX3, and I'll piggyback on you. I'll take some internal NDs. But here's what I want. You ready? I don't want your Canon internal NDs stacking garbage. I want Sony's FX6
Yeah.
auto ND.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
If
the
they
electronic
put
ND.
that electronic ND in the FX3.
Man, get out of here
and
with that
give it
$7,000 camera.
6K, bro.
Bro.
Look.
Now I know how I sound when I'm talking about Canon.
Look, they do that.
Be the best at low light. 12K.
I didn't ask for 12K.
20 stops at ND.
I just want that electronic ND 6K, so it's a tad bit sharper. Yo, they take over the world.
No, I only gave them two things: the internal ND and the overheating, because their camera is already near perfect.
You just want Canon to have a shot, they don't need a shot.
No, we ain't going that far. But bro, if it's 6K internal ND, I see you left that off. You better leave that off. Trying to create the world perfect camera. Stop it.
You know what? I'm going to say it. It'd be nice if it also had a global shutter. I'm just going to say
that camera's going to be $9,000.
And make it affordable. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
You know what? If you're going to do that, make it a 4 megapixel camera. Let it be superiorist at low light. You got to give it a flaw.
I think that's what we need. So, dear Sony, those are our thoughts. Let's go ahead and go through the chat. Chat, let us know, what do you want from Sony? So again, make sure you're typing in "Dear Sony." Good.
Can I
night.
add one?
There's a lot.
Just because I saw Rob in the chat.
Yeah.
Dear Sony, give me a $8,000 Burano.
Isn't that what Canon gave you with the C400?
No, don't give me. I mean, unless you want to give me, but like, bring the price down to the Burano.
Hey, that might be the new FX6 II.
Well, what are they going to make it out of plastic? Like,
man,
how are you going to get it down to $8,000?
I don't know how the C400 is $8,000. And they're very, very similar.
Canon's gotta stay on top.
Yeah, well, they
gotta.
They have better factories, I guess, cheaper factories. I don't know how they're doing it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Before we start talking about sweatshops, allegedly.
Hey, I never said that. Those words never left my mouth.
They must have cheaper.
I never said that word. Oh God, they're gonna take down the stream again. Okay, here we go. All right, let's hop into Dear Sony from the chat. Ruben, what is with you today? Homie is on one. He says, "Dear
Seriously,
Sony, stop it.
Look straight in the camera. Stop it. No, Brandon, you stop it. 6K FX3. Get out of here with that.
Oh, man.
Ain't nobody want that.
Everybody wants that. All right, here we go. Dear Sony, put an FX30 sensor in an FX6 body. They want an APS-C sensor in an FX6 body. I've never heard of anybody wanting that. I mean, I guess it's close to Super 35, so maybe. I mean,
did they want the updated tech of the FX30 in a FX6 body?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would not have thought of doing that. See, this is why we go to the chat. You guys have thoughts that we would have never thought about bringing up. All right, here we go. Dear Sony, stop making so many cameras. That's a tough one because we're literally here asking for new cameras. But I totally understand.
Condense.
I understand the logic there because it can get overwhelming and confusing at the same time. Gabriel, shout out Gabriel. He almost got us shut down last time, so be careful what you say here.
Are you a YouTuber? Where is your R5 Mark II review?
All right,
We're waiting.
FX3 Mark II. Global DGO sensor similar to the Raptor. Bro, you talking about my camera being expensive.
Give me some Canon.
Give me some red.
Give me some red. Give me some Sony.
All right, Steven says, "Dear Sony, don't give software upgrades that break your cameras and then make your customers
so you're
pay
not
to repair
you're not
it."
you're not like on YouTube like that. I mean, you're on YouTube, but you're not on YouTube like that. I feel like that story kind of caught fire.
Yeah.
This guy upgraded his FX3.
Yeah.
Up to allegedly updated it to firmware 5 and broke.
Like just flat out?
Bluetooth. Broke some features on the camera. He calls customer service and they allegedly say that it'll cost $700 minimum to fix.
What?
Allegedly.
All right. Well.
Dear
That's
Sony,
wild.
$8,000 Burano and fix your firmware.
All right, here's another one from Starlight. Dear Sony, how about actually giving firmware updates? Oh wait, is that the one we just read?
No. But that is a true. I've heard that about Sony.
Yeah, doing just software updates. Oh,
No,
interesting.
They drop new cameras.
This is insane. I'm looking at these comments and they're all about firmware issues.
Yeah, it hit YouTube. So I don't know if this is true because I don't dabble in Sony or I haven't in a long time. I've heard that they will drop a new camera before they do like firmware updates. So like they'll have like the Alpha 1, there will be cameras newer than that will have features that it doesn't have as the flagship and like all the way down the line.
Yeah. No, I know that's true because that becomes the reason why so many people get sort of frustrated with the fact that there's always a new camera coming out.
Yeah.
Because you'll buy a more expensive camera.
Yeah.
And then a less expensive camera will come out with a feature that you don't have, but they won't give your camera that feature via a software update when it's very clear that it could be. And most of the time,
we want you to upgrade.
Well, most of the time, it's like a downgrade. It's just buy something else, but it's also that camera has the exact same sensor and it has the exact same processor because they give you that information. Well, they won't say it's the same sensor, but everybody knows the same sensor.
It makes sense. The comment up at the top. Sony do better.
This is a
Sony do better.
I didn't realize this was this much going on in the world of Sony, guys. You guys are giving me some insight. All right, here's another one.
What is
coming
that?
in from Rumen? Give us in our control. What's that? Noise reduction? I guess that's noise reduction, right?
I agree.
Okay. Rumen wants noise reduction control. I think they do, but just like what?
It's wild they don't have waveforms.
That is wild.
It seems wild.
Yeah. Dear Sony, we want open gate, we want waveforms, and
I've
we
heard
want
that.
real-time LUTs, a real-time LUT feature. You know what's also insane? That like they have cinema cameras. Like I know they finally did it with the FX3, but it like didn't have global shutter. Mm-hmm. Or not global shutter, sorry.
Shutter angle?
Shutter angle.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, and
Does
like
it have it
those
now?
features, yeah, it came in a software update. I'm not sure if that software update came out yet. I think it's coming out maybe in September.
Okay.
But like there was a software update to give
Allegedly.
the no, it's like they announced it.
Oh, it's now. Okay.
They're officially giving shutter angle to the FX3, but it's just like kind of insane that like waveforms and some of these cinema features were not put into the FX3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's a great camera, like you mentioned, fantastic. But it's like that's where I'm like, do away with the A7S3. Just make it an FX3 and actually make it a cinema camera.
For sure. Brandon, I have a feeling
Yeah.
that we have a lot of Canon fan people here because there is so much Sony negativity on this live stream right now.
There really
and
is.
I'm claiming them all as Canon people.
You can't do that.
I just feel it.
No, I don't think you can do
Dang,
that.
fix your skin tone, Sony.
Okay, I think Sony skin tones are pretty good sometimes. I like the FX3. I think the color science out of FX3 is pretty good. But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Gosh,
This is
Andrew.
Bro, y'all are getting uncensored. Dear Sony, soften up your image. You're way too digital.
Wow.
Gosh. I haven't even got down to Rob yet.
Wow.
I'm going to just rip through some of these really fast, okay? Because this is maddening. Dear Sony,
We did not expect this.
We did not expect this. Dear Sony, internal NDs on the FX3 Mark II, please.
Yes,
that was
Dominic.
sick. Yes. Mr. Camera Junkie, drop 8-bit and have 10-bit on everything.
Sony, you got 8-bit on something?
I didn't even know they still was putting out cameras with 8-bit. That is wild. Just eliminate that from the software update.
Yes.
Maybe you won't have as many problems. All right, next one. Dear Sony, Burano is overpriced. That's not even a suggestion. That's just
$8,000.
a statement.
$8,000.
Dear Sony, give me a box camera like a Komodo and external monitor with full camera control.
Constructive.
That's constructive. Yep. I'm yes. Scott, dear Sony, fewer camera options. Dear Sony, no reason my S5 II for $1,800 can record open gate, but your high-end FXs can't. Eesh. Man, you're right. This is a lot of Sony hate. I did not expect this. Holy crap. Dear Sony, lower your prices. Dear Sony, is there still 8-bit?
Gosh.
This is not how I expected this section to go. We were being so positive earlier.
No, and here's the wild part. maybe out of touch. Maybe I'm out of touch. But like, I got to be honest with you. I recently saw a YouTuber that shoots C70, but his friend just encouraged him, buy an FX3, bro. Buy an FX3. And he said his low light reception footage went next level. So I got to be honest with you. Like, as much as I love Canon, I'd be side-eyeing some FX3.
I think the FX3 is a solid camera, especially for low light performance.
Yes.
Dear Sony, open gate and USB-C recording, and I'm sold. And more PZ lenses. Look, I am actually surprised by how many people who want open gate. Actually, I'm not really surprised, but I'm surprised that we're hearing it so vocal. Like, because I know that the benefit of open gate is there, but I've always been worried that in the mirrorless space, do people really know the benefits of open gate? Right? Because the reason why most of the camera brands, like, I mean, I spoke with Sony at Condo last year, and I was like, hey, why don't you guys like dabble in open gate at all? And their response was, it's very processor intensive, right? There's limitations that come from, like frame rates and stuff like that they can actually do with it. And then they're just not sure if people actually know that they want it, and if it's not like one of those very high-end pro features that like 2% of the buyers will actually find beneficial. And so, but it sounds like more people are like asking for it regularly.
Are you guys wanting open gate so that you don't have to flip your cameras for vertical?
See, that's what I'm wondering.
I want to know, is that the primary reason? If you put down open gate, let us know why you want open gate.
Yeah,
because I will say there's been times when I've flipped my camera for vertical. I know that you can just crop to the middle or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like the quality of actually going vertical.
Yes.
But I want to know, there are times when I'm just like, dang, in a moment when I just have one camera, going vertical is a very deliberate choice.
Yes, you can't go back. And I also find that when you turn your camera vertically, depending on the lens, if there's distortion around the edges, like you just start stretching people's foreheads out and they start looking like cone head. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like you got to be very careful with even your lens choice if you choose to go vertical. This is like I like the idea of open gate, but also we know, good fan of the show, Cam Mackey loves open gate because he wants to put anamorphic on everything.
Yes.
So all right, let's rip through some more of these. Dear Sony, fix your lineup. Too many. God, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop reading the same ones.
Moving on to Fuji.
Like, good night. Dear Sony, please. Are any of these good? Let's see.
Dear Sony, be
we
red.
love all of you. We love all of you, but they're getting very repetitive at this point. All right, here we go. Rob Machado came in. Dear Sony, put some pep. Put some pep. Sorry. Put some of your pep in your step for the Burano firmware. Look,
are they still on 1.0?
Bro, probably. They're probably gonna come out with a new Burano.
They got that little award.
Based on what I'm hearing.
They got that little award at NAB.
Oh,
and they chilling.
they say we're camera of the year, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you rip through some of these because
he's like, I'm tired of being soundbited. Dear Sony, I would like that was. Remember when I was like, don't clip this.
Yeah.
Dear Sony, I would like to have the option to shoot multiple exposure photos up to nine like competitors with the 4-layer options, unlike the terrible app you had us download. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I believe you.
All right, here's one from RJ, the birthday boy.
Dear Sony, internal NDs and OpenGate recording with global shutter. Wow.
That'd be sick.
Everything.
Everybody, I mean, they're calling it out.
Give us everything. Doesn't everyone love the S series?
That read sarcastically.
That sounds...
all right, here we go. Here's another one.
Dear Sony, bring back internal GPS to all your cameras. Just for Dominique, the Sony A1 eats batteries like gummies anyway, so why not add GPS?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, man. All right, here's another one.
Dead Sony. Dear Sony, I'm assuming. Dear Sony, I would like a new codec in between XAVC1 and XAVCL because these file sizes are crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
The FX NDs are amazing. That electronic ND is awesome.
All right, so I'm ripping through the goodness.
Wow. You're
guys,
not even. You still have 20% of comments.
So many comments for Sony. Dear Sony, give me Cine AF hybrid lenses with full stops, not focused by wire.
Rob, I will say I like the FX3 without ND, so it says stay small. It is small, and I do think there is a big benefit to that. But does those electronic NDs is it going to make it significantly bigger?
I'm not sure. I know that's in the FX6, and that's a much bigger camera, but I don't know how much of that is ND space. Because I'll be honest, even when Canon came out with the C70, and you see like that they were able to fit those NDs in that much space, it's kind of crazy to me. So I feel like if the C70 can do it,
I got to be honest. Even if it wasn't electronic, if the FX3 was the size of the C70, I would be fine.
I think that's a different camera.
No, it is. But I'm saying, like, if it got that much bigger, I would still rock it.
I think less people who have the FX3 now would rock it though, because a lot of people like the FX3 because it's like that mirrorless size. It's really small, easy, lightweight. You can run and gun with it.
Except for that massive handle.
You don't have to have the handle.
You don't have to have it. But I will say, are you saying that they're gonna buy an FX3 Mark I
over what you described as a C70?
Over the two?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so. People are asking for false color. False color would be clutch. Coming in from Alberto.
How do they not have false? I mean, I guess you could be talking about any camera.
A lot of people are complaining about the FX3. I think the FX6 and all that does.
Yeah.
The FX3, it just doesn't have stuff that the cinema camera should have.
It is the fakest realist cinema camera.
It's an interesting camera for sure.
It's an A7S3.
It's a great. It's an A7S3, but like make it a cinema camera.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's see, we got another one here real quick. All right, good night.
Y'all better be nice to Canon. I'm just saying.
Almost every Sony update has had issues and have bricked someone's camera. Good night.
I'm gonna hit up my Canon rep and have him shut down the stream if y'all ain't nice to Canon.
Yo, this is insane. This has not been what I was expecting to come out of that. Yeah, I'm gonna blitz through and see if there's anything new coming in, because right now y'all are just roasting.
Oh, see, look at this. That being said, Rob, go up 4 comments.
Yeah.
That being said, I do use my OG Alexa for social.
What?
Rob has every camera under the sun.
He really does. He has a crazy collection. This sounds like a Netflix series.
Barano does need some love.
Marcus says, this sounds like a Netflix series. Dear Sony.
Seriously.
I feel like this is a therapy session for everybody.
Stop hitting me, Sony.
Everybody who has had a problem with Sony, they are all here and they are all just airing out their grievances. So, yeah, someone says, I want open gate for vertical, horizontal, but mostly for anamorphic.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be a good look to shoot the 1.5 anamorphics and still have an image which is close to 16:9. Yep, I agree with you.
Feel you, Ruben.
Feel you there. Yo, this is insane. Dear Sony, I want to use CF Express Type B cards. I agree with that. They're easier to find.
Scott, what do you use? What ND do you use? Or do you not use ND? Do you just crank that shutter?
He does not crank that shutter. I guarantee he does not crank that shutter. Rob Singh, what you were asking for is called the FX6.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But it's bigger than the C70.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think I can make it smaller.
Longer.
Yes. But yeah, so many freaking comments. Good night.
It's the end.
We finally made it to the end. Okay.
We had to skip a few hundred comments.
We did. We'll pull this one up real quick. Dear Sony, give us a RAW option for your next FX camera, which would probably be the FX9 II. I think Sony does need a internal RAW option, because right now the only way to get RAW is external. I know they can go into the Atomos and pull ProRes RAW on the FX3. I'm not sure if there's an internal RAW option for the FX6, so you got to let me know. I told you, Scott. He says, "Oh, heck
I was
no."
Scott, I was just kidding, man.
Hey, don't insult him like that.
You're a professional's professional. We know you don't be using no Polar Pros. No shade, Polar Pros. It's the first thing that came to mind.
You're just throwing shade all across the board.
No, I love you, Polar Pro. I never bought you, but I love you.
Hey, you know what? This section definitely did not go the way I thought it was going to go, but I'm glad we could be the outlet that you guys needed to have your...
little venting session.
Yeah, a nice little Sony venting session. I hope everybody felt heard from us. I don't know if Sony's going to make it through this. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was Sony, I would have left the chat by now.
I will say this. Sony has been uncharacteristically quiet. Okay? Nikon's dropped a little something. Canon's dropped a little something. Lumix has dropped a little something. Okay? Sony has... This is, regardless of what you guys talk about in the chat, we were talking about before this, Sony is in the position to dominate the world with their next generation.
You said this.
Yeah.
Don't put this on me.
Yeah. But you agreed.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't say this year.
No, I didn't say this year. I didn't say this year. I said
okay.
Their next generation of cameras, they are poised because they can see what everybody else did. Mm-hmm. They're in the position where they could take over the world.
They could, but we shall see.
But they could fumble the bag too.
Yes. Sony is quiet, so they can release 17 versions of the same camera.
With the same sensor.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad everybody got their Sony venting session out of the way. I hope everybody feels good. Feel a little therapeutic.
I hope you got all your trash out.
Yeah, because Sony, I mean, if some intern at Sony is going to have to go through this, right? Because they
haters.
They're like, yeah, we're just going to quietly leave chat and just...
Y'all make us sound politically correct.
Yeah. The chat was more uncensored than we were, bro. They went ham.
That's wild.
All right, so moving on. We do have another camera brand that we need to talk to.
You sure you want to do this one?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I want to do
You
this
sure?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're nervous now.
No, I'm not.
You know the energy that the chat is currently rocking at.
I can't read now. So.
Yeah, so...
I don't know.
If I can't read the chat, I don't know. Oh, you're dyslexic now too?
Breathe, as Scott says, breathe deep. Dear Canon, ...
All right, it's time. It is time to talk to Big Red.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Canon. Mm-hmm. All right, for those of you guys who tuned in a little late, here's how we're doing it. If you want us to talk about your chat or want us to bring up your chat, put in the comment section, Dear Canon. We're going to be looking at Canon's lineup, and we are going to be asking...
Wow. Don't start off spicy.
Jarrell, stay
start
here.
Off easy.
Stay here. Stay here. Dear Canon, we need you to put that in the comment sections. Let us know what you want to see from Canon. But, Jarrell.
Yes.
This is your baby.
Yes.
Dear Canon, what
All
you
right.
want?
Dear Canon, now more than ever, I would like a C70 Mark II. 6K. Give me that DGO sensor. Bring it back. With the new dual pixel autofocus 2. Thank you for your new pricing structure. Send me out that R5 for review.
Hey,
yeah.
You're throwing your shots. I get it.
So a little bit deeper. The C70 in and of itself. Love the size, love the weight. I know some people don't love the mirrorless looking body. Being a mirrorless hybrid shooter, love it. Give me 6K, sharpen it up, keep it crop sensor so it doesn't compete with the C400. Keep the DGO sensor. I think it's one of the best sensors you've ever made, and I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. If you need to keep HDMI on it, it might sound blasphemous, but to keep it at that 5,000, I'm just saying.
Oh, just keep
if
HDMI
we can't have
instead of having SDI. I got you.
SDI would be incredible.
Right.
But I'm not trying to compete with the C400.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to spend more than $5,000, $5,500 on it. So if you have to make sacrifices in that way,
you're willing to
you got my blessings.
Okay. All right, here we go. Dear Canon, I think now more than ever, I want a R1C. I don't want an R5C Mark II. I don't want it. Get rid of it. I want a R1C. Give me the R1 body. Give me cinema features in it. And that's what I want from them right now. Now, do I think I'm going to get it? Probably not. But boy, do I want it. I like that body type. It is the one DC I could never afford back in the day. I want that now in the R1C. And let's go ahead and just invest in going in on it.
Are you gonna wait for the R5 Mark II with the battery grip? Can that get close enough to you once you see the footage?
I mean, I'm sure the image is fine, but I also don't really care for 8K. So I'm wanting an R1C because I'm assuming it's the same sensor type as the R1, and I'm perfectly okay with 6K.
This might be a question for the chat, even for you, Brandon. Obviously, the 8K is going to look great.
Yeah.
Is the 4K going to look good? Or is there something weird that they're going to do, like line skipping? Or, because that's the only thing that does concern me with the 8K.
Yes.
Is, are we going to get and I don't think we're going to get a terrible picture.
Yeah.
But are we going to get something that we're like, we have to shoot in 8K?
I would be surprised, but I'm also waiting for, like you, I'm waiting for those reviews to start dropping. I need some non-Canon shooters. Or, hey, Canon, if you're watching, you could just send us one. And we'd be more than happy to tell the people how amazing the 4K is.
Yeah.
Assuming that it is.
Yes.
So, feel free and reach out. You got my number.
Yeah.
Y'all text me.
Honestly,
who my sources are.
Honestly, the stinking your 3 last drops, 2.5, 2. Your 2 last drops have been.
Wait, which one did you throw out?
Well, I'm not. I'm reserving judgment until we see.
There were 3 drops.
But the C400,
okay,
and the R5 Mark II, they're golden.
Yeah.
I'll take back both of those statements. I need to see reviews, but specs, they look incredible. I'm sitting happy on Canon. Like, yes, there are things that I would have them do beyond those 3 cameras, but they are more than heading in the right direction. They are going to keep that market share dominance.
Think so?
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Let's start hopping into it. Jarrell, take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into the chat. And I think we're going to start off pretty nice. Agreeance with you. Dear Canon, make a C70 Mark II. That's what they want.
The C70 might be one of the best cinema cameras they've ever made.
Dear Canon, the mirrorless cameras are a bit expensive. Now,
that's a fair.
Is
not fair in the sense that it's expensive.
Yeah, but are they expensive comparatively?
No, I'm not that. Just I understand. Like I get it.
But I feel like Canon has Nikon is like I've given them their credit, like they're building their ladder. Canon takes you R10, R8, R7, $200, R5.2. Like I feel like you've got a pretty decent ladder with Canon.
And that R8 and R10,
yeah,
they're good.
But they have battery life and overheating issues.
Yeah.
The R8 is the only one I feel like they really missed the mark on. Great image out of it.
You said the R1?
R8.
R8, yeah.
Yeah, they missed the mark.
Yeah.
Great price.
Yeah.
I understand what they had to do for the battery,
yeah.
but the sacrifice was made in the wrong spot, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. You want to read this one?
Yeah. Dear Canon, we need in our cinema camera 16-bit RAW. I will take it. I'll take it. Dude, the 12-bit Trey and Tay, I like the 12-bit, so I'll take it. Built-in IBIS, not digital. I'll finish. Built-in IBIS, not digital, and better anamorphic support options. Autofocus upgrade seems like the C400 does, but improved to be as good as the R1 or R5 Mark II. Don't a lot of cinema cameras not want IBIS in them, Brandon?
Yes. It's an image control thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like personally, in my cinema cameras, I don't want IBIS. I want to actually have if I want it stabilized, I'll put it on a gimbal or I'll put it on a not an easy rig, a
Steadicam.
A Steadicam.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Trey and Tate, like, yeah, it would be awesome to have IBIS. We're not saying everybody wants different things, but I think that that's probably more of like a customer base. Like they know that their cinema users they don't want the wobbles.
Yeah, not only that, but it's a control thing. So your sensor doesn't shift, your image doesn't move. So like I've even had times where like I'm trying to match up two different shots, right? So I'll get a shot and then I'll turn off my camera, move something around because I'm trying to do an effect. I'll turn my camera back on, and because the camera has IBIS and I forgot to turn it off, the image is ever so slightly just off. And now when I try to do my effect in post, things don't line up the way they're supposed to. But when you have a locked sensor that doesn't have IBIS, you can turn your camera on, off, your image doesn't move. Lenses can affect that too if you have a lens that has image stabilization, but cinema lenses typically don't have image stabilization for the exact same reason.
Yeah, but I'm with you 90%, Trey and Tay.
All right, here we go. Next one up.
Dear Canon, stop bricking your cameras. Go all out. Oh, he's talking about the cripple. Okay. Make something for us that does photography only. Canon fan person here. Yeah, Canon.
He's a Canon fan person.
Fan person.
Look, I think that
I feel you, Canon.
I saw this on on our video where we talked about our cameras getting worse.
Yes.
And photographers specifically, because we asked them, we said, photographers, how do you feel? And a lot of photographers have been saying, we want a photography-focused camera because they keep losing features to make room for video features. So I wonder if that's like Canon's version of like a ZF, or like we talked about a digital AE1. Like if Canon comes out with a photography-focused AE1, it even looks like a retro-style camera. It's photography only. That could be a pretty unique camera that's only photography, because you even mentioned with that camera that you would like to see it, and they could get rid of video altogether.
You know what made me so angry back in the day? I thought when I bought my 5D Mark III, full frame, back in the day, not top of the line, but like really nice camera, I thought it was going to take significantly mind-blowing photos over my Canon T2i.
No.
It don't.
I mean, full frame.
And I don't. Yeah, and like full frame, a little more depth, a little more bokeh, a little bit better at low light, a little bit.
Could have just bought a better lens.
Could have just bought a different lens. The wild part about photography is, I don't want to say what advancement can they do, but how can you, like, I expected better photos. Buying a $500 camera versus buying like a $3,500 camera, I don't know what leap they can make.
The only time I saw a massive leap in photography in my personal use is when I went from DSLR to mirrorless and I got eye autofocus.
Yeah. Feature, but the photos.
But the photo, yes.
Photos.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
it a megapixel thing? Like, do you think if you shot like 100, you'd be like, wow?
I don't know. I really want to play around with medium format and see if maybe there's a difference in sensor.
Fuji, Panasonic, send me that GFX.
Yeah, we'll take that GF. We'll take that Lumix.
Mark II.
We'll take that Lumix GFX.
Sorry for the brand confusion, but send it out.
Evan's still not working. He says, "Dear Canon, dear Canon, do you have a setting that's not light and airy?"
Oh, user.
That I'm gonna keep it pushing. Dear Canon, we will do we will go cheating elsewhere for some third party situation. I don't understand what that means.
I think he's a little mad at the lenses.
Oh,
and I just recently found this out because I bought a speed booster that was not Canon for the C70. Bro, man, they got their lawyers out here, bro, striking people down.
For real?
Because they've struck down several third-party RF adapters, speed booster adapters, the electronic ones.
Yeah.
So get them while you can, because they're hard to find.
Dude, that's insane. Dear Canon, well done on the C400. You know what? Shout out to you, Roman. I know I was giving you some I don't want to call it hate, But I was on you earlier. But you know what? Thanks for some positivity. That's what we need.
You've
right
been
now.
sticking around the whole stream, and I knew my Canon fan people were here.
Canon fan people. Dear Canon, give us some more dang RF lenses. The current options are not enough.
Breaking alert. They're coming out with the 70 and 200.
I've heard of that. It's black.
It's a feature.
And
It's a picture.
It's all internal zooming. I think it's supposed to be like that 100 to, or no, what is it?
The 24 to 105.
24 to 105.
Both are 2.8.
Both the 2.8 all the way through. You can declick the aperture. It'd be cool. I'm wondering, here's the thing.
The expense, bro.
That's my issue with the Canon RF mounts lenses right now. I feel like they have super cheap lenses that nobody really wants. And then you have really expensive lenses that nobody wants to pay for.
North
but
of
like,
3,000.
Do you remember back in the day, like with the 50 millimeter, you had a 1.8, you had a 1.4, and you had a 1.2, and you had like a ladder to walk up, and you could be like, well, I don't need the most expensive 50 because I'm not using it that much, and I don't need that critical focus between 1.2 and 1.4. But like, they got no middle ground for their lenses.
Yeah.
It's either super cheap or bonkers expensive heavy lenses.
You want to know why?
No,
Because they ain't letting nobody else make lenses. They don't have to.
no
They
competition.
don't have to.
No
But,
competition.
And I have heard that through rumor sites that they're going to do like maybe a 12 to 24.
That'd be interesting. That'd be
But
interesting
yeah,
for sure.
it's 35 just came out, which is good.
Yeah.
Gosh, it took forever.
35 1.4.
1.4, yeah.
Okay.
They finally
So
came out with
that's
that.
nice. Because they had a 35 1.8.
Yeah, they
but
didn't.
It was,
they had the 50 and the 85, but they did not have the
how
35.
big is the 35?
It's not even that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Ruben, we were literally just talking about that. Give us a retro style camera. I think a Canon AE1 retro style photography camera would be pretty
Yes.
sick for them.
Yes.
Something like a ZF, something to compete with the Fuji market. I think you Canon fan people would be very happy with that. Scott, tuning in. Better highlights. Full-size HDMI. Yes!
Dude, I just bought a micro HDMI to HDMI cable today.
Makes you mad.
Yes. You know what I'll say, Scott? Try that DGO sensor. It is not a red, okay? It's not a red. But hit up that DGO because that DGO's got some magic in there.
And then he says, open up the RF licensing. Got to do it.
Yes.
Got to do it. Got to do
It's time. It's past time.
Dear Canon from Ron, open up the full frame RF to all lens manufacturers.
Hear the people, Canon. Hear the people.
It's coming in strong. Coming in strong. Marcus was agreeing with you. He says, I'm with Jarrell, but add a stronger screen hinge on that C70.
Yeah.
You know how many people
or
broke that thing?
You know what's wild? I baby that thing like no else. But you know what? I wouldn't mind if they picked up a page from Red's book. If they literally partnered with maybe not small HD, y'all are expensive, but partner with Atomos.
Give me somebody cheap.
Partner with Atomos. I know that the Shinobi
Atomos
2
is
came
good.
out.
Atomos is good.
Came out with the 2, and it's got camera controls.
Yes.
Be like the C400. Like, give us maybe a detachable. Like, it don't have to be built into the back.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. All right, we're going to blitz through some of these really quick. Dear Canon, please give us an R5C Mark II. I want an R1 better, but
I'd be interested to see.
I'd be interested to see what they do with it. With an 8K sensor, we'll see. Dear Canon, Nikon is eating your lunch. I don't disagree with you, Andy.
No habla español. I don't understand
You can't
Spanish.
read. You don't understand how to read that?
I don't
That's
understand
English,
Spanish.
actually. He
I don't
wrote that in
understand
English.
Spanish.
Yeah, it's English. It's very English.
I don't know.
Everything's spelled right, too.
I will say we're a lot more positive than Sony.
Well, it's hard to get worse than Sony.
Gosh.
That was brutal. Dear Canon, Be more inclusive with the third-party brand accessories, Sigma lenses, port key integration, etc. Yes, they are getting. I mean, you do have Canon control on the new Atomos, so they're opening up to some people.
And you can always put an adapter.
Oh gosh, get out of here. Dear Canon, open the RF mount to goodness. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here.
Yes. Listen up, Canon.
All right, dear Canon, open up another one, dude. Did y'all all just comment this at the same time? Like, we're just running behind. Here's another one from RJ. Dear Canon, it's about time that y'all made some good cameras and add a fan or two.
I thought we were friends, RJ. What are you talking about?
Obviously, RJ is not a can people.
RJ needs to take a nap. It's your birthday. Take a nap.
Dear Canon, don't gatekeep C-Log 2 to your most pricier cameras.
What do you want it on, Rumen?
Everything.
The R8?
He wants it on the R8.
I'm okay.
RP. Software update for the RP.
Overheat broke. What would I be? Yeah, I'm cool with it. Oh, yes.
R6?
No. R6.
Yeah, I was going to say R6 too.
I'm feeling...
Is it because you own the R6 Mark II? Yes.
I'm a little selfish.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm a little selfish.
You're very selfish.
Because when I have to do a multicam, I've got to go to C-Log 3 for the C70, and I would appreciate C-Log 2.
All right, here we go. Logan says, let the Sigma floodgates open. We want third-party RF full-frame glass.
You know, those art lenses, they be rivaling.
They be good.
Those EF art, man, they were
good.
rivaling the L's.
Yeah.
And cheaper.
Canon definitely made a business decision.
Yes.
All right. Dear Canon, please fix manual focus on the RF zooms. This focus by wire is really bad.
So we both did a little like manual focusing on some older vintage lenses this week, and it's different.
It's very different.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's
focus
nice,
by wire.
Different.
Yeah, focus by wire is not. I'm not a fan.
It is. It's so weird. It's like it's weird.
It's like, and you're at infinity, or it's like moving really slow. You're not going anywhere. And like I know some of you Canon fan people are gonna be like in the chat. You can go into the settings and change it to linear. You still have no tactical feel.
It's so weird because I feel like I'm hunting.
Yeah, because
it's like
there's no feedback. There's no feedback. You have to either be staring at the screen to look at the little line that comes across.
You can't be perfect, Brandon.
I can request
You
it, though.
cannot be perfect.
I can request perfection.
The RF glass is too nice. You can't have all. You can't have it all.
Dear Canon, a cooling fan grip is not a proper solution. Get it together in the body.
I'll take it.
I mean, I think that's fair. Dear Canon, utilize 2 or 4 series cameras. What does that mean?
No.
I don't know what that means, Kenneth. I'm not really sure. Not following.
Well, if you're talking about a 1DC, a 1 or a 1RC, if you're talking about a 1RX, if you're talking about a 1R R1, yeah, do that.
I don't know what that
Do
means.
series of cameras.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like multiples.
Yeah. All right. The problem with 8K. Oh man, this wasn't a deer, but we can pop it up real quick.
The problem with 8K is that often they don't allow you to film 6K, which is way better resolution if you want something over 4K.
I agree with that. I think that was a response to my comment of saying I would rather have a 6K for the R1. All right, let's quickly grab a few more of these real quick. JP says, Dear Canon, stop crippling every camera that comes out. Stop gatekeeping simple.
Is he living in 2023?
I mean,
I feel like
the R5 II is not gatekeeped too much, but I feel like the R1 was for a flagship. I feel like it should have had a little bit more. I feel like the R1 was a little crippled. Just saying.
For what? Like you worried that it'll infringe on the C400?
Yeah, like almost like it was pulled back a little bit. And I feel like even to a point that like you've even said it, the R5 II feels like it's a actual like that feels more like a flagship.
I do agree with that. I do think that they made the R1 for a specific type of person.
Yeah, the
and we're
Olympics.
not those people
Maybe.
And so that's like I do like
I
the
agree with that.
R5 II
I agree
is
with that.
my flagship.
Yeah.
I'll change that.
Okay.
It's
That
my
makes sense.
flagship.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. A few more. Rumen back. Dear Canon, Nikon. Oh, I can't pull that up. Rumen, this is a family show. My
go
kids
up to
hop in
Scott.
here
Go
every
up to
now and
Scott.
then.
Go up to Scott.
Where?
Or
Right
down.
Right here.
Yes. No, wait a minute. I read that wrong. Take that down. Scott, stop it.
There will be no C70
On
Mark II.
multiple sources.
Yeah, well, Scott,
Actually, singular source. I heard that there was going to be one.
you read that. I heard that.
No, I heard from a
heard-
person.
I was in the car
persons.
with that person,
See?
and I don't know if we should believe that person. I love you, but I don't know. I mean,
He spoke with such
a lot of
passion.
people do.
So much passion.
So yeah, you do too.
There will be a C7. I've never said there will be a C70 Mark II.
Dear Canon, release cameras and ship them at the same year that you released them on. I
think you need to tighten up, L.
no, he's
In the
100%
same,
right.
No, tighten up more. Release and ship in a week or a month. I don't want it to be in a year.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, I think he was
Yeah.
saying at least in the year.
Yeah, no,
But no, I feel
even
like
more.
I will say though, I feel like a lot of people who ordered their R5s, they're getting those pretty early, way sooner than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big thing. But I have not seen any C400s go out. So that's interesting because that came later. All right, dear, more gatekeep. Oh, same
Yeah.
thing with the lenses.
Yes.
Gatekeeping. Dear Canon,
Has left the chat.
you still here?
They're here. If
If they're not here, their people are here in spirit.
they've heard heard this comment, and I'm
sure.
glad they're hanging out a lot.
Dear Canon, Kings of Innovation again. Partner with third-party companies to create some better experience, like tap to focus integration on the Atmos monitor.
Yes.
That'd be nice. I'm here for it.
Yes.
But yeah, dear JP hit him again with the crippling. But yeah, let's go to Gabriel. He says, Dear Canon, R5 Mark II needs open gate up to 30 frames per second, shutter angle, and anamorphic D-squeeze, especially 1.5.
Gabriel, did you hear me? Are you posting an R5 Mark II review? Bro, you done had this camera for too long.
He's had it for at least, 2 weeks?
Gosh.
Did he send us pictures? Was that last week or
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Bro,
This man had it like on the 5th of the
send
whatever.
me the camera. I'll review it for you. Oh, man. All right. Goodness. So many. I'm just blitzing through some of these. Dear Canon, with all the R&D money you have, you still can't come out with a better way to white balance. Take some notes from the Lumix.
I will say on their mirrorless, do better.
Yeah.
Do better. Now, I just found out on the C70, there is a lot easier way to white balance.
There you go. So
It's
it's
just a little
cinema
button.
feature. Just a little cinema
Yeah,
feature.
they're crippling. Allegedly.
Dear Canon, add more third-party lenses. Getting that one a lot. RF 7200 is going to be money. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money.
32, 34,
It's gonna be
something crazy.
Super expensive. Yes,
Whoa.
full-size HDMI.
Go up to Andy.
What did Andy say?
Dear Canon, the C400 is overpriced and already outmatched by other manufacturers. List them, sir.
I'm Andy. I've been rocking with you all day. I love your
List
Nikon
them,
comments,
sir.
but I don't know who's beating the C400 right now.
right
Specs
now.
for price.
Yes.
Specs for price. I don't know anybody who's
Definitely
really
not
coming
the
from it.
Barado.
Dear Canon, please don't use. Oh, I'm not gonna pull that up. Starlight, you can't put my name on it. You can't put my name on it.
Brandon Washington.
I didn't say that. I
Love
never
the
used
people.
that word.
Love the people.
I never used the S word. All right. Dear Canon, give us a Canon AE1 like mirrorless camera. Look, other people are asking for it. I'm just saying. You gonna buy it though? That's the question. Is anybody actually gonna buy that? Dear Canon, add C-Log 2 to every dang camera. Every other camera company does it. What the H? Marcus is
What
passionate.
you want it on, Marcus?
Everything, bro. Didn't you read? It
The
says
RP?
every other camera company does it. He wants it on all of them. Just do it. Oh, man. This is funny. This is so funny. All right. Well, I think we've... Oh, gosh, so many of these. Yeah, I mean, this has been therapy
Full size.
Full-size HDMI, I'm seeing that. Brandon, this is a great question. Brandon, are those jorts? Yes, they are jorts, sir.
Go to work, Evan.
Go to work, Evan. You over here focusing on what I got on.
You asked us to keep you accountable. We're keeping
holding you accountable. If you've been here for the whole stream, you know what we're talking about. Evan's supposed to be working, but yet he's here. We appreciate you, but Evan, don't worry about my pants.
Raise your hand if you're at your work right now.
Oh, man. This has been a blast. All right. Ooh, man. Are we at the bottom? I just scrolled to the bottom.
Are you prepared?
Dear Canon, switch to Nikon and Red. Sorry.
I switched to Nikon and Red. Sorry.
Sorry, I made a
Nikon and Red.
decision.
That's a... Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if we have time.
This man.
I'm not even trying to be funny. We've been going for almost 2 hours.
Man, dang, time has passed.
Time has been flying by, bro. And I honestly have no idea how we're going to clip this.
This man's wild, bro.
So the reason why Jarrell is upset is because the next brand on our list...
He says, keep going.
The next brand on our list is Red, and we're open to... Well, we've been going for 2 hours. All right, we'll go a little bit longer. All right, sorry for everyone who's been rocking with us for a long time.
This man said, it's not 2 o'clock yet.
He says it's time.
He wants us to go to 3.
He says it's time for the Red Canoe. Oh, man.
This sounds like an intervention, man.
Oh, this does. This is hilarious. All right, we're going to try to keep this one real brief because we do have other stuff that we got to get to today.
Limit yourself to 3 comments.
In the chat, it is now time for us to hop into... Oh, well, let me quickly close out the Canon. So, thank you to everybody who put in the chat what your thoughts are on Canon. This has been a therapeutic episode, so we really appreciate everyone who commented about it. If you're watching the replay, you can put it in the chat too. But yes, this has been an absolute blast. But now it is time to hop into Dear Red. Now, if you are just tuning in, I'm sure you figured it out at this point, but we are saying Dear our camera brand, and then I already see the chat. Leave me alone. We are jumping into and we are asking Dear camera brands, and we are asking them what we want to see from them. What fixes, what changes, what would we like for them to add into future cameras? So, Dear Red, I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Dear Red / Nikon, keep pushing the innovation with the RF mount. I'm going to be selfish here, okay?
So you want them to stick with RF?
I know they're not long term. There's just no way as a business they can. But I'm asking for the innovation to keep moving forward.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I own a Raptor X. I have a Komodo X. And they both have RF mounts. I want to see them continuously get better. Don't now say, well, we're going to focus on the Z mount and the next version of the camera. I need to see consistent upgrades to that RF mount in things like autofocus. Keep these versions of the camera alive. What I am terrified of is that as soon as a Z-mount version of these cameras come out, which is almost inevitable at this point, my existing cameras are going to get dropped like a bad habit. So please keep innovation with the cameras that I already own, because Lord knows I need these cameras to last me a long time because they are expensive. All right, Jerome.
I only got one thing.
Yeah.
Give us a true successor to the Komodo. Give me a Komodo Mark II.
Was the X not a true successor?
No. The X is a beautiful, incredible camera. I want a price successor.
You want another Red for $6,000?
I want another Red for $6,000. I want it to be like the Komodo X.
Okay.
In color science and resolution and everything. I just wanted to cost $6,000.
Dear Red, give Jarrell a $6,000 Komodo X. Is that basically what you're asking for?
Give me a Komodo Y. Give me a Komodo.
Give me a Komodo
V.
Why is it so expensive?
No, but here's the deal. I think they did something one in a lifetime sort of feeling with the Komodo by releasing. If you have to call it a crash cam, give me a crash cam. But they did something. They struck gold with the Komodo.
I agree.
The Komodo X in every way is better, but price wise, just my opinion, just slightly set it out of reach. Just slightly.
I have a question for you. Do you think they can actually capture lightning in a bottle twice? Because here's my thought about this. Because I understand that your big reason why the Komodo was what it was because of the price. And I don't disagree with you. That was a huge reason. It's the reason why I looked at it and got really excited about it, right? But that camera came out at $6,000 when the next cheapest option was $15,000. And the next one above that, which was probably more usable, was $20,000, right? So seeing a red at $6,000 was so mind-blowing that it was like, oh my gosh, I want to get this thing. If they come out with another red today, that's also $6,000. Will people be so excited about it, especially when you have way more competition at the $6,000 price point and cheaper already?
People love the Komodo still. I still hear about people buying the Komodo. I think if we got the updated color science from the X, that's all I really want. In the Komodo, I think it would be, and I know I'm asking for, like, I feel like I'm unrealistic. I'm asking for the Komodo X at $6,000.
Well, that's unrealistic.
But, like, what could you strip out of the Komodo X realistically?
I mean, just the ability to attach to the DSC-M3 accessories.
I say I would do that. I
but
say
like,
I would do that.
like what battery would you want? Would you want that Canon battery
For $6,000?
You'll deal with it?
I'll deal with it.
Okay.
Because I'll buy an adapter and put a mini V-mount on it.
Yeah. Well, let's go in. Let's see. All of are there any red people? Do I have red people?
Wow, so many comments already. We only been talking for like 15 seconds.
Okay. Someone says no black magic. You know what? We did keep black magic off the list just for the sake of time, and maybe we'll come back. We'll have another. Obviously,
we'll add Fuji.
We'll bring Fuji.
We'll do black magic.
We'll do Ari.
We'll do Pentax.
No, I draw the line. I'm drawing the line right there. We're not doing Pentax. All right, let's quickly, good night. Y'all did go crazy. All right, let's do this. All right, someone says real quick, dear Brandon and Jarrell, please look up live the Frank 8K.
Fran 8K? I don't even know what you're talking
mean?
about. I'm looking right now.
Please look up live the Fran 8K. All right, we'll look that up. All right, here we go. Dear Red, you are chef's kiss. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I love it. That's a great way to end the show. Good job, Rumen. Everybody, round of applause. Drill.
Seriously, he's a paid actor.
He is not a paid actor.
We'll super chat you later.
Yep. Shout out Ruben. He's been crushing it all day. Love it what he has to say so far. Ooh, do I want to take this question? Oh, it's his birthday. We should just pull him up real quick. Go ahead.
I'm buying a Komodo in the next month. I'm currently on Sony. Boo. Just a joke. I love you.
Keep reading.
Kind of. Would it be worth switching to Canon or Nikon, or do you think Sony is good for B-Cam?
You'll be able to match them. If you're talking about like, can you color grade them and match them? You'll be able to match them if you want to stick with what you got. But if you go the Canon ecosystem with your existing Komodo, everything will be about the same.
Yes.
Same mount. Your lenses will be able to go back and forth between your systems. So totally up to you. But the red will be able to match.
Get that R5.
Unfortunately, what I typically find when you work with a red and like a Sony is you color your Sony first, and then you have to bring your red sort of down to match the Sony. You really can't go the other way. Just my opinion, though. Just a guy who doesn't know much. All right, dear Red, add more stills control to Komodo.
Frosty Flake, if you were here last, and I actually don't remember you, but you could be a first-time commenter, long-time listener. But in A24's Civil War,
yeah.
They used a red camera. They didn't say.
I looked it up.
Oh, which one?
It is the Raptor X, but it wasn't out yet when they used it.
Wow.
Yep.
Dude, that's a.
They put an X inside
boy.
of the body of a Raptor.
Yeah.
But they didn't let anybody know. So if you look up behind the scenes pictures, you'll see what looks like a Raptor, but it's actually an X.
Wow. They used that for stills. That's the stills camera in the movie.
So I'll also tell you this. When you shoot on a red, their whole thing about stills is you just capture video. And because you're getting such high 16-bit and you're getting red raw files, you can actually, inside of their own software, take stills out and take them out as D&G raw if you want to. And then you can bring it into Photoshop or Lightroom, and then it literally acts like a photo.
Frosty Flakes, do you want a shutter?
No. All right, here we go. Dear Red, I think it's this. Put Z mount on the camera. I'm okay with that. Dear Red, don't become yellow. I don't know what that means. That doesn't translate in my head. My brain's not getting that one, so I think we should just keep
He
moving.
knows speak no English.
What language? Yeah, yellow. I think he misspelled something there. Let's see. Dear Red, please improve boot times. Please release a 5-inch monitor. Please. No, we love you. So I do agree with the boot time. I 100% agree.
Isn't
with
the
boot
auto
time.
black bouncing pretty long too?
Yeah, I don't really have to do that. On the Komodo X and on the Raptor, I've not had that issue. On the original Komodo, yeah, you used to have to, black shade it? But I've not had that issue on the X or on the Raptor.
Yeah.
Or Raptor X now for that matter. So that's not an issue as much, but the boot time is a thing. We were filming yesterday, and literally we were running on like a Rover, and so the battery was very small battery. And so every time the camera died or if we were trying to preserve power, I mean, you're talking 3-4 minutes every time you boot it back up.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a little bit of a pain.
It's a long time.
It is, especially when you're working with like talent and they're like, we're ready. And we're like, we're not. Give us a minute. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. And then as far as the 5-inch monitor, I'll dig it for the price because the current one is $1,700 and it's 7 inches. And it looks kind of comical on the Komodo X.
On the Komodo X.
On the Raptor, it looks great.
Yeah.
But on the Komodo X, it looks kind of comical because it's so big.
Yeah.
And the balance of the camera is all off. But yes, I think a 5-inch monitor would be pretty sick. Dear Red, Z mount. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that, surprisingly. Dear Red, please give us global vision extended highlights on the Komodo X.
They sound like me.
Yo,
They sound like me.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that all day. I don't know if they can do
Is that
but they definitely
Is
should.
that a $9,000 upgrade?
No.
to a $10,000 camera.
Bro, just buy a Raptor at that point. Welcome, Justin. He says, I finally made a live stream. Sorry, I'm off topic. Question for Brandon. As a Nikon user, is there an adapter for the Z mount that lets you use Canon or Sony lenses? Ooh. Yes for Sony, no for Canon. And if you check on my channel, I have an entire video where I put Sony lenses on a Nikon camera, and I talk about that adapter in that video and how it works with the different lenses. So definitely give that one a go. But welcome to the live stream. Happy you can finally make one. All right, let's go. From Marcus, Dear Red, take face detect autofocus out of beta and get it working. Don't abandon this. Okay, so few things. One, face detect autofocus. No, wait. He might be right. Autofocus is out of beta. Face detect autofocus is still in beta. The face detect portion of it is. Look, I agree with you, Marcus, and I think that's why I'm saying don't like fall asleep on this RF mount, Because when we actually had Jared on the show, I don't know if was it when Jared was on the show, did he talk about this or did I talk about this with him separately?
I think so. Yeah.
Was it on the show?
Yeah.
He was talking about how in order to get autofocusing working on their cameras, and obviously Jared, we're talking about Jared Land, the former CEO of Red, it's a situation where they have to get the lens in and then they have to actually work with their cameras and the lens in order to get the autofocus to work. And that includes face detect and everything else. And the problem is Canon's not just like sending them the information to do it. They actually have to manufacture or engineer it themselves.
Yeah.
So here's the issue, right? If Nikon comes in and says, we don't really care about RF anymore, they could abandon the support for these lenses, which is not what I want to see happen. So I'm definitely with you, Marcus. Let's get the autofocusing, especially face detect autofocusing, working even better. I like Logan's idea. We'll do a Dear Leica. No one has any comment. Be cheaper. That's it. That's the entire episode for Dear Leica. All right, Dear Red, please get Nikon's autofocusing in your cinema camera. Again, I am here for it, but if that just means ZF, or it's not ZF, Z mount lenses and Z, it just personally that hurts me. But I'm sure a Z mount will probably have pretty decent autofocusing. All right, dear Nikon. Wait, what? We're not on Nikon. But what it says, dear Nikon, get rid of your RAW and let's use Reds in your future cameras. I agree. Ron, I don't know how I feel about this one. Dear Red, drop the RF. I know that that's probably coming, but it's still tough as a current owner. All right, these are starting to get depressing, so I'm gonna let you read one.
Dear Red, make monitor that can be used on Nikon for higher R3D files.
So I guess what he's saying is kind of like Blackmagic, how they have their external to be able to use to get more out of the camera, or like a Canon, how they can get more out of the camera if they go external. The only problem with that is it also has to do with the physical hardware on the camera itself, because it's got to be able to output the information via the HDMI.
You know what's interesting? I will say this, and it might be more of a small rig thing, but I feel like I just realized, researching some Red products, that 7-inch monitor can only, correct me if I'm wrong because you have it, but can only be used on Red cameras.
Yes.
That's at $2,000. You can't throw that on your R3. That's wild. That's a never buy. Glory. There ain't no way I'm dropping a $2,000+ no monitor.
We're just gonna keep it pushing.
Gosh.
All right, here's another one.
Dear Red, add payment plans. It's called Slurna. What's it called?
What
they got the payment plans.
Oh, Karma.
Karma. Klarna.
Is it
Something.
Klarna?
I don't know.
I thought it was Karma because it's gonna come back around and bite you if you don't make that payment.
And decrease the price of your monitor for the Komodo X. I'm still using my iPhone. Wow.
All right, here's another one. We're gonna run through these.
Dear Red, let me use other media than the mini mag for my Red Epic Dragon with the motion mount. Best sensor ever.
Dude, upgrade your Red. We got new ones now. We got CFX Rush Type Bs. Let's run it.
Those Red mini mags are expensive, and I hear that there's not lots of them out there.
It's a subject.
Chef's kiss. We're done. I'm also terrified that Red Canon thing is over. Yes.
Yeah, I'm terrified of that too. All right. I don't see too many other Dear Reds. Oh, here's one from Andy. Let's see what you got.
Dear Red, Nikon, add Red Code RAW to the Z9 and ditch the bad outdate. Wow.
Yeah.
Going in hard in RAW, which hasn't been updated since the Z6. Z mount over RF. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, here we go. Here's another one real quick.
Dear Red, Nikon autofocus. Dear Red, Nikon autofocus on entire line of Komodo 6500 global with ND, internal ND. Oh, yeah. I think internal ND would be hot fire.
On a Red?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's in the XL.
Yeah.
But that's
a little expensive.
that's up there.
It's up there.
That's up there.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. It's up there. It is expensive.
Hey, what'd you say about the Komodo 2?
From Scott?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Komodo 2. Use the new A6 from Nikon that reduces heat power, next generation sensor, 6K 50, and a smaller body with Z-mount for 6K. Do you know something, Scott?
Scott knows everything.
Scott, if you be knowing something, I might be holding out for some purchases. Gosh.
May or may not be ready to make a purchase right now.
I got to be honest, man. That sounds tempting.
Oh, someone else hit the exact opposite. Dear Red, please continue to produce mini mags for the DSMC2s.
Haven't they stopped a long time ago?
I don't know if they stopped completely, but we'll see.
I've heard that they're...
I'm sure they're see, Scott does know
Scott
stuff.
would know.
He says, out of beta soon.
Yep.
Marcus, it's coming out of beta.
Yes.
All right. Dude, we've been rolling for a really long time. Oh, my gosh. Okay, most of these don't say Dear Red, so I'm just going to keep it pushing. Nice. Scott does not know anything. Right. Got it.
Right.
I don't know how to wink well. I'm going to wink with both eyes.
Both eyes.
Oh, it's a both eye wink. Got it, Scott. We won't. Your secret's safe with us and everybody who's watching this live stream and everybody on the replay. Wow. Well, guys.
He says also it'll be 15. I don't know nothing, but it'll be in 1518. Scott, you need to tell your people to speed it up. I ain't waiting no 15, 18 months. Maybe I will.
Well, guys, this has been a therapeutic episode for sure. We had other stuff we planned to do, but man, the therapy was so good.
Do the brands feel that way?
I don't know. This is not how I thought this episode was going to go at all. He says, why did I just wink back?
I don't know anything.
Yes. Yeah, got it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode.
Evan, go back to work.
Is he still here?
He says, set me free. This man's like, get out,
doing
bro.
Nothing, bro. But yeah, shout out to everybody who has been tuning in, who's watched this entire time. We've had a blast hanging out with you guys. Seriously, we had so much fun. To everyone who's been watching this on the replay, good luck, bro. This has been a crazy long episode, but we've had a blast, and we're gonna continue to do that. Before we get out of here, if you have not yet, please go over to the Uncensored YouTube channel and subscribe to that channel, because coming very soon, the replays will only be available over on that channel. We'll still go live to the Brandon Washington channel and the Uncensored channel for now, but we do know that the best place to actually enjoy the Uncensored channel or the Uncensored show is over on the Uncensored channel. So we really, really appreciate you guys. Oh, did you ever look up Fran AK?
Is it a YouTube? Tell me. Because I looked it up and it took me to B&H, but then it took me to the Insta360. So I need...
Yeah, somebody in the chat, quickly.
Don't stop the show before that. Oh, gosh, it sounds like it's like...
It's super important.
Critical.
Okay, well,
Is this like a Z-Cam thing?
I don't know. What do they call it? Fran 8K. What is this? Y'all got to be more specific. Somebody text me. Scott, text me. What is Fran 8K? Scott, you got my number.
So I see that Philip Bloom did something 2 years ago with the Fran 8K.
Oh, that camera that was that's the abandoned camera, right? I think the Fran 8K was that abandoned camera. Am I right? Yes, there's a YouTube too.
But y'all are acting like it's like a tsunami is about to hit the East Coast.
For real, Gabriel's like, Fran 8K is trash.
I typed it in. Which one should I click on?
No, it's got to be this. It's got to be this one. It's got a red on the sensor. Scott is saying it is the most hilarious camera ever. All right. So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do.
We'll check it out.
I'm going to do some research on the Fran 8K. We're going to talk. We'll bring it up next week for everybody. So make sure. Yeah, someone says yes, abandoned. I remember like when I saw the picture of it, I briefly remembered that camera, but it was like had incredible specs, but it was like impossible to produce and had a bunch of problems. So Yes, do me a favor. Send me any links to that. You guys know how to find me. Follow me over on Instagram at BWashMedia. Also, you can put any links in the comment section of this video. They won't let you do it in chat. It like flags it for some reason. But if you do it in the comments, you should be okay. But yeah, drop those links down there. Guys, we have had so much fun.
Yeah.
This has been an amazing show.
Yes.
Loved hanging out with you guys. We're going to be back next week, same time, to have another awesome show, ready to hang out with you guys live. We appreciate you guys adding in. This show literally could not have been done without you guys. And you guys definitely changed the whole trajectory of the show, especially when we got to Sony. But it's been a blast no matter what. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace, guys.